Hey everyone, welcome back to Crat's College. This is my quick update to my previously released Ulduar specs guide video because apparently I didn't know what I was talking about for Algalon. So here I want to update the spec that I recommend for Algalon, give a recommended Arcane spec to those who don't want to respec between bosses, and also give the two specs that I'll be running for our launch race. As usual, the timestamps are in the description for your convenience, and as always, if you like the video, please like and subscribe, it helps me out. Drop me a follow at twitch.tv/Crateria, and also hit up the Discord if you have questions, although the best place to ask me questions is actually just during stream. That really works out well. First, I am sorry that I didn't get this right in the previous video. We hadn't done Algalon a ton, and survivability was stressed in that raid, and that's why I had picked up Prismatic Cloak. But now after having killed Algalon 3 separate times this past PTR session, I can definitely say that this is the spec that I recommend. Encanter's absorption in combination with frost warding is just too strong, and I never had any survivability issues. Now granted, I'm playing with top healers and players where the execution is spot on, but with Algalon, that's just kind of the fight it is, and if those things aren't on point, there's a fair chance that Prismatic Cloak wouldn't have saved you, or that even if Prismatic Cloak did save you from a double black hole or explosion or something like that, that a number of other players would still die because that's just the kind of fight it is. It's very unforgiving. So that and the enrage timer will probably be no joke for many guilds, and thus the extra damage from Encanter's absorption will likely be needed. The damage from IA buffs and frost warding procs just makes this build great, and you still have magic absorption for survivability as well. Granted, you don't have any flex points, and you also give up range on this build for that magic absorption, but you can definitely make do without range on this fight, and just all around it's definitely what I recommend. Also, if you don't want to respec between bosses on progression for your Arcane spec, then this is the Arcane spec I recommend. I know I said I love range in the previous video, and I still do, and think fights like Firefighter will be an absolute pain in the ass without extra range, but this spec will be great for many of the fights due to it having magic absorption, Encanter's absorption, and frost warding, so it's just definitely what you could run throughout Ulduar, and it would work well if you're absolutely not going to respec between bosses. And that also brings me to the builds I'll be running for launch race. This is the build I'll be running for Arcane, as we're in a race scenario and thus I don't have time to respec, and this build is what you want on Algalon, and it still works well for the other fights that I'll be Arcane on, such as XT, Iron Council, and Thorum. Thorum it'll be great on. And then my fire spec will be the FFB hybrid spec for my previous video, and the only real reason for that is that I think FFB is best for Hodir, and we want to make sure we one-shot Hodir. But that said, if I wasn't in a launch race scenario, then I do think Fire Torment the Weak with magic absorption is the play for progression. Assuming you have a Fire Torment the Weak gear set. If you don't, then never mind. But for my situation, our healers are top notch, so I can run FFB for the other fights and take it right into Hodir, and that'll work well. And lastly, the reason for the hybrid part of it is so that I have Blast Wave for a Knock Wave on Freya, but that's pretty much the only reason I have Blast Wave. And that's it, just a short video to update my Ulduar specs guide. Hope this helps. Good luck in Ulduar once again, and as usual, if you like the video, please like and subscribe. Really helps me out. Drop me a follow at twitch.tv/Crateria. That also really helps me out. Really appreciate everyone who shows up. We got the launch race coming up Thursday, and then GDKPs on Saturday and Sunday. Should be a great time. And then, as always, the Discord link is in the description if you want to join our community and have some discussions there. And the new thing I've been telling people is the best time to ask me questions. I get a ton of DMs every day. A lot of them get blocked by Discord. Best time to ask me questions is just hop into the stream sometime I'm running, and if I don't see your question, don't feel bad to keep asking it. Just ping me, use the channel points, the Arnold answer the question thing, and they'll get my attention. Obviously during launch race or something I won't be paying attention, or like a speed run or something, but outside of that, I'll definitely am happy to answer everyone's questions, and we'll stay around after any raid and just answer questions for a while if people want that. That's not a problem at all. I'm happy to do that. Happy to do a short little tiny log review or something like that too at those times. But otherwise, yeah, that's the best time to ask me questions. So hit me up there if you do have questions. All right, everyone. Good luck in Ulduar. Cheers.